Hello, this is David with entry number 1056. I'm here in the car, but it's stationary, so that's why it's a little quieter than usual. This is the first non-apartment entry I've shot in probably 3 or 4 months, which is, I think, pretty nice. I'm currently in the parking lot of a store called Cosmos. Cosmos is probably, I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit, is probably my favorite store in Japan for no other reason than the fact that it's tax-free. And by what I mean by that is the tax is built into the prices and they're really low. But they have like all name brand stuff. And so it's like a really economical place, and it's really obviously popular in Japan, especially in this prefecture. Even a small city like the one I'm in now, which is called Hofu, has like 2 or 3 of them because it's just so cheap. You can't really, I mean, doesn't really make sense to go anywhere else when you have one of these places kind of near you. I really enjoyed it, and the staff's always really friendly and kind, and they're not super weird about me being foreign, so I like that. There's other stores where I've had less hospitable service, just for the fact that I was foreign. So, you know, overall, I feel like it's a pretty nice experience. One weird thing about Japan is they have sales tax here, and it's really rare because throughout Asia you really never find sales tax because their economies are more based on regular taxes, I guess, but like salary taxes, but income taxes. But in Japan they have so many old people, and so many people were born pre their social security system that they were literally running out of money to help their old people. So what they had to do is start a sales tax, unfortunately. And that means that everything, or it is Abe, who's the prime minister here, which is kind of like a president. He installed this plan called, kind of jokingly by his enemies and stuff, called Abenomics, and it's like a very long, I think a 12 or 15 year economic plan for Japan to bolster it, because it was really kind of floundering, and it still is floundering. But what he decided was to help pay for various social securities, or what do you call them? What's that kind of derogatory word they have for them? What is that word? Well, for things that people feel like they're entitled to, entitlements, he started a sales tax. And that basically means that for the first 4 years, I think it was set at 5%. It jumped to 8%, so now it's almost on par with California. And starting in 2019 or 2020, it's jumping to 10%. Which is ridiculous. 10% is truly heinous. Like, that's actually going to seriously affect some people. But yeah, it's a little weird, to be honest. And it means things are really pretty expensive. Like, a lot of things are right on par with America in terms of their price, which is weird because in Asia, especially like Southeast Asia, but I know this isn't Southeast, but things are usually like pretty cheap. Like Korea, everything was pretty inexpensive compared to the US, but here things are still cheaper than the US, but not to the degree they are in Korea or China. Well, China probably will never be that bad. Well, I hope it won't be, because I don't think 1 billion people can afford, you know, American prices. But yeah, it's a little perturbing. And what's weirder is that Abe and his party have won every election, like pretty handedly for the last like 5 or 7 years. And if you ask like regular Japanese people who aren't like really old, like the young people, like below 40 or so, like really dislike Abe, like really dislike him. And he keeps winning, and his party and his people keep winning. And it just strikes me as a little too convenient. And I kind of brought this up with some of my students that maybe he's fixing the elections. And to my surprise, a lot of them, about probably 90%, agreed that they feel like there's some shenanigans going on with the Japanese political system. Because Abe really, he shouldn't, or at least his party, should not be winning as handedly as they have for the last, better part of a decade. So, I don't know, it's just something I think about sometimes. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.